have been buying some older stuff, which I guess this is probably about as good of a segue as any to move on to the mail segment. I'm going to talk about a few of those items. So the first card that came in the mail this week that I want to talk about is a 2004 Fleer Ultra WNBA Season Crowns Letterman, or I guess in this case you could call it a Letterwoman, of Teresa Weatherspoon. And I got this for about $25 or $30 shipped. I have always loved nameplate cards, but I've never owned one of these. And letter cards were just kind of becoming a thing in this era in 2004, and they can be tough to track down, especially WNBA letters. I think there's a chance that this might be the only WNBA letter set, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, I got this Teresa Weatherspoon. The seller had it listed as Teresa Thompson, and I don't know if that affected the price much at all, but Teresa is a Hall of Famer, so I'm pretty excited to add this one to the PC. Unfortunately, there was also a pretty significant crease below the patch window, and it didn't show in the listing, and it wasn't described. That's always a tricky situation to navigate when it's a rare card you want, because you want the seller to know, hey, I've been wronged in some capacity here, but at the same time, it's a really rare card that I want to keep. I'm just unhappy because it wasn't as described. So in this case, I didn't necessarily ask for anything. I just reached out to the seller and said, hey, this card has a huge crease on it. And they suggested a partial refund, which was the route I went. It wasn't much money. It was like $4 that I got back, but it was better than nothing, I suppose, since I was going to keep the card anyway. Just a little bit disappointing. But anyway, the next card, though, I would say was pristine. And that is a 1995-96 Topps Finest Refractor of one of my favorite players of all time, Reggie Miller. And this was another eBay purchase in the $25 to $30 range, and that really seems to be my sweet spot when it comes to eBay pricing. One quick note about that set. These are the first Finest Refractors that actually have a mark somewhere on the card to differentiate the fact that it's a refractor and not a base card. Other than the fact that it also refracts light, of course. So on the back bottom left, there's a large capital letter R that tells you that this is a refractor. And another quick note, I guess while I'm giving you notes here about 95 Finest, for whatever reason, the rookies in the set did not have a refractor parallel, which is why you never see a Kevin Garnett rookie refractor, or in the case of my project, a Travis Best rookie refractor. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. They did at least have Reggie, so now I've checked that one off the list, and I'm slowly making progress on this whole project. Okay, the last piece of mail I want to talk about today is an unfortunate reminder of a Pacer that never was. I had been anticipating an Ayton to the Pacers move for a while now. I thought there was no way that Phoenix would match, so I decided to get ahead of the curve and find an Ayton card that I really liked. And honestly, I found the perfect one. It was a 2018-2019 Status Draft Night Auto numbered to 32. I've talked about this set before because I really like it. Not just 2018 Status, which I like, but these Draft Night Autos I love. It is my favorite sticker auto set ever. All of the draft picks sign these giant stickers on draft night, and Panini builds them into the cards later in the season. They don't just, slap them on. They actually build them in there so it looks like it's part of the card. On top of that, there's an Ayton headshot, but it's got kind of a bluish tint to it, so it doesn't look very Suns-ish at all. If he was a Pacer, it could kind of pass for a card in my Pacers collection. So it was the perfect DeAndre Ayton card for my Pacers PC, except now he's not a Pacer. Have you ever seen the TikTok of the girl that's crying but trying to keep dancing as if nothing's happening? If you haven't, I put it on my Instagram this week because that was me opening this bubble mailer. By the time this card came in, everything had already transpired. So wasn't as exciting of a mail day as I thought it would be. Regardless, I think I'm going to keep it for now. Because like I said, it's one of my favorite sets ever. It's a pretty important card in the set. Yeah, it's not Luka and it's not Trey, but Ayton was the number one pick, and it will be a piece that I put in my Pacers PC that will help me narrate the time that the team stepped out of its comfort zone and tried to sign an RFA.